No one show at late night. Nothing but illustrious guests. The guests keep getting bigger and better. Miro, who's in the building?
Ooh, international star, singer, songwriter, actor, you name it. Demi Lovato.
We got Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato in the motherfucking building. She's a superstar.
Let's
you know
go.
what I'm saying? Demi, listen, new album out is fire. That's not even my type of music, but I've listened to it. I fuck with it. Dancing with the Devil and the other one with Sam Fisher. What other people say, I actually know those songs. Those songs are like very wild and super personal. I watched your documentary. I wish you were in the room because I would love to hug you because you were super personal and emotional and revealing and everything you went through. What was it like to have such a personal documentary and show so much of your personal life revealed to the public?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you. That's so sweet. That's like the nicest thing anyone said, actually. Like to say, I watched your doc and now I want to hug you. That's so cute.
Oh my God. That's like, it's just, I think because like, I'm not a pop fan like that. So I didn't know your backstory and everything you've gone through. And it's just like, you know, like there's like an image that's portrayed of you. And then when you actually find out who you are and what you've been through, and that would break the average person. For you to even still be going, it's just like, you're like a sign of resiliency and strength, but at the same time, you're still just a person. So that's why this interview, we're just like, yo, like, are you good? How's it going?
Yo, are you good?
You all right?
Yeah, nah, for real. Yo, fuck the album. You know the shit? Fuck the album. The album's gonna do numbers. We know that.
Yo,
how you doing?
You good? You hanging in there, homie?
Holla at your boy.
I'm chilling. I'm fucking chilling. I'm so good. Yes, thank you. You know,
pull up. I roll a backwood up. You know what I'm saying? And you get it shaking. Whatever you want to do.
No,
you know what I'm
saying? Relax, Miro.
You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, you know, what's interesting is that I think a lot of people have this perception of me as this pop star who, you know, grew up in front of everybody on camera, was on the Disney Channel, kind of like forced to be this, you know, into this role model image. And then I, you know, wanted to be the sexy feminine pop star. And that was also like, I put myself in that mold. And it wasn't until I had that near-death experience where I woke up for the first time and thought, I'm not happy. And what is it that's making me unhappy? And it was like, when I really started to do the work and reevaluate my life and what it is that I want out of my life, I started to think, you know, I'm not doing anything. I'm not living my life for myself. And so I chopped my hair off. I'm like, fuck your feminine pop star, like whatever. I'm gonna own me, and I've literally never been happier. And I think that might be the key to my resiliency, is just like, you know, I just constantly keep striving to live the best life that I possibly can, and I can only do that if I do the work on myself.
In the documentary, it's like, it was such a heavy documentary and kind of sad, but at the part when you got your hair cut, like you were like actually, that was the happiest you were in the documentary, the way you were smiling. And it really looked like you actually just got freed, because you had to keep your hair a certain way because of like your contracts and stuff like that.
No, nobody ever made me have long hair, but I felt like, so you have to understand, like, I have a lot of people following me on Instagram. So when I cut my hair, my fans will go to my like hairstylist and be like, put the extensions back on her, you know, and it's a lot of people pushing their ideals onto the people around me. And then, you know, I hear it, I see it, or used to when I was seeing stuff online, and I just kind of rejected that and was like, I'm not going to subscribe to anybody else's ideals or what they want me to be. And in general, I think when you think of pop star, you think of feminine, sexy, and, you know, you don't think of unconventional, just because there's the stereotyping of pop stars. But I'm here to like break the mold and say that you can be who you want to be while still being mainstream and reaching a lot of people.
Yo, I gotta say, like, it takes a lot of balls to do that, because like you know, for somebody on your level of stardom, you know what I mean? Like, and like you said, like there's like an army of fans, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's giving input, and just to say, you know what? Fuck that. This is me. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that takes a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like moxie. I'm gonna sound like I'm in the 1920s or whatever, but it's true.
That's sick.
It's like,
I'm gonna use that.
you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, you never know. Like, this is your career. You feel me? Like, it could like shit could go left, like out of nowhere. But like having the like, you know, the another 1920s word, the gumption to be like, yo, you know what?
Wow, you're so lit.
I feel like we're in a Dick Tracy movie. Like,
I know, me
man,
too.
Man, I don't gotta look like a hot broad hair on stage. It was my
work
speaks for itself. With the six-shooter, yeah. She robbed the bank over there. Man.
But yeah, nah, like that's dope because it like there's a lot of people out there and especially young people that look up to you like, yo, she's a role model to me. You feel me? So like people that I feel like, you know, kids, I feel like unheard or like, you know, I feel away, but nobody's listening to me. Have you to point at and be like, yo, look, major success, but on her own terms. You feel me? So that's that candor.
You know,
is admirable.
I used to, thank you so much. And I used to really like wear the identity of a role model, right? Like I used to put myself, I kind of like, once I started talking about my issues with substances in the past, I kind of, you know, was the poster child for recovery for a minute. And it just like, I don't know, I was a role model for so long, and now I don't like to call myself a role model anymore. I really like to call myself a real model, because I feel like the only way that someone can be a role model is if they're real and they're transparent and they can help other people through their experiences, their trials and tribulations, give them a platform for, you know, the voiceless, the oppressed. And it's just like, I lost my train of thought, but
we get it. We get what you're saying. And like, even on that same vein, it's like, you know, rest in peace, DMX, he just passed. And there's a quote that you said, and this is like one of the deepest quotes I've ever heard. I'm not even like trying to gas you up. You said, every day that I'm here on earth is a day that I need to be counting my blessings for and just be appreciative and grateful for. It makes me want to live the best life I could possibly live, knowing that others didn't get the same chance that I did. And that right there is like, because like me and Miro, you know, we know drugs. We've done them. We live that. We've had friends that have OD'd and stuff. So it's a different example with you. Is like, we don't see you as like you're a homegirl Demi, even though we don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like low key, I watched the documentary. I was like, you know what? We should go jump her ex. Like he was a dick. I was like, I ain't like that beat shit. But nah, you know what?
Fuck that.
We gonna let that go.
What?
We riding.
I don't hold on to resentments anymore, because those keep you sick as just
exactly. See, this is what I'm talking about.
No place in my life for that kind of energy. So I appreciate your support. I'll be your homegirl, but there's no need for that.
But see, this is what I'm talking about. Your resiliency and the light and the way you are able to. It's as if you're not holding on to any of that the evil energy or anything. You're not holding on to the past. Like even your ability to enjoy food now and not be on that ridiculous melon diet, the melon cake diet. Like, I was watching. I was like, what the like for people who don't know, explain the melon cake, because you have the song called Melon Cake.
So for years, I how do I word this? Well, for years I would have melon cake on my birthday, and melon cake was literally just watermelon cut into the shape of a cake, and you put whipped cream. But like I wasn't even eating dairy at the time, so it was coconut cream, and then you like sprinkle some almonds on top, because that sounds like a delicious birthday cake. And that was like my go-to for several years, and I didn't have like regular birthday cake because I was in recovery from food issues, and I think that people thought it would be best for me to eat clean so that I wouldn't end up binging and purging, but it actually did the opposite. So when people put all of that control onto my food choices and whatever, it actually like it backfired. I just became more bulimic. And so this song is talking about the past and why I was, eating melon cake on my birthday, but it's also an ode to it's saying that like I'm never going back to melon cake. Just like I'm never eating a fucking cheeseburger with lettuce on it again, like around it instead of buns. Like I'm eating the buns for the rest of my life. You can't make me eat another cheeseburger with a lettuce bun because I did it for so long.
Right.
And you know what? I'll take the extra cellulite pounds, whatever it is, over someone else's outside validation to me, because that choice of eating the bun in that moment is going to free me and liberate me to not want to eat 3 cheeseburgers with the buns at 3 a.m.
Out of spite. Like, fuck
that.
Yes, and that's what I was doing. I really was doing that a lot because I felt like my food choices were being so impacted. But it was a wild time, and I'm grateful I had to go through those things. Also, that's another like key to the resiliency is like, you have to look at everybody, including, I look at my ex-fiance as a teacher,
Yeah.
We have teachers in our lives to teach us lessons while we're here. And we don't stop learning until we pass. And so I look at everything as a learned experience,
So speaking of that, like you've been in the game, you've been doing this like since you were a kid. So like, so taking that into account, like, do you look at that stuff as like positive, negative, just a lesson learned? I'd rather forget about it. Like, where do you stand on like the older stuff that you did? Like, when you were like kind of being forced to fit this image of a pop star.
I actually don't have, I don't get attached to the judgment of good or bad. Because that in itself is a very dogmatic way of looking at it. When my whole recovery taught me so much. When I started to eat Taco Bell and eat the foods that I wanted to, it wasn't a dogmatic way of living my life with food anymore, of like all good food or all bad food, right? It both exists, right? So I'm not going to look at other aspects of my recovery as all or nothing. And that includes lessons that I've learned in the past or things that I've done. That's why I don't regret anything. Do I think I could have made better choices? Absolutely. Yeah. But those, for some reason, that's what I had to experience to learn the lessons that I did. And so I try not to place judgment on those experiences, but I'm human, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that was really embarrassing.
Yeah, but you're allowed. You're allowed to. Demi, listen, you love singing because you can fucking sing, and you killed it at the inauguration.
Thank you.
What was that experience like?
That was really surreal, and also it was harder than it looked because it was on a green screen. And so when I found out that I was going to do the inauguration performance, I go to this like sound stage, and it's just a camera and a green screen. And they're like, okay, go for it. And I'm like, well, there's no band, there's no dance. Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, okay. And it's an upbeat song that if it was a ballad, it'd be different. You could sit there and sing slowly and look nice. But I had to like fill up the energy in the room, and it went really good. And also it was really surreal just doing the inauguration. Like I never thought that I'd do that. So that was really, really cool.
Congrats on that.
After 4 years of
Yes. Yeah, exactly. A little palate cleanser. So the album's called Dancing with the Devil. The video for Dancing with the Devil is a lot. It's a good album. What was it like creating it? And is how in your album ranking, where does it have a different place than the other albums?
Oh, it's number 1 on my album ranking. I've never made an album like this. And I say that because normally by the time my album comes out, I'm like over it because I've listened to it so many times for the year and a half that I was making it. That's normally like how long it takes. And so I'm just listening to my own songs over and over and over. It's been like 3 years of working on this project. And I actually listened to the songs when they came out on Spotify, and I was like, "That's really cool," because
this should slap.
I was like, "Yeah, this still slaps," and so I was really excited, and it feels good to make a body of work that I'm really proud of, and I feel like best represents me as not only an artist but as a person too, because I touch on a lot of topics on the album that are really personal to me. You know, I talk about my sexuality and I talk about my recovery and yeah.
Yeah. And it's
a
very
diary.
personal and
It's
it's
an
great.
audio diary.
And also, like, listen, you have sold out stage, like you've performed in front of so many people. What's it like? Because, you know, we've been locked down and we haven't been able to perform like that. How bad do you miss that? Because as you were saying, like performing the inauguration, you got the green screen and you got nobody in there to give you that feedback, to get that energy back. We know when we do our live shows, we love that audience energy.
Yes.
What's
It's
that
necessary.
like? Yeah.
Totally. I miss it so much that when I watched my documentary for the first time, I actually started crying in the first 3 minutes because it showed footage of me in concert, and I was like, oh, I miss the audiences. Like I miss feeding off of their energy, and that's how much I miss it. So of course I would love to get back to performing ASAP, but I just want everyone to be healthy and safe first.
So was it a different vibe in the studio? Like what's the Demi studio session? You know what I'm saying? Like we in there wilding? Is it just you and the engineer? You know what I'm saying? Is all the homies there? Like what's it looking like?
So one of my best friends like lives with me now. And so she was, she came into a few sessions, because my studio's in my backyard. And, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, I don't ever invite people to the studio. It's my work environment. So I'm very focused and, you know, I'm doing everything I can. I'm not talking that much because I want to save my voice, you know, doing whatever I can to protect it. So it's not the lit environment that other people have in the studio, but to each their own, you know. I wish I could do that. That'd be cool, but I'm too focused.
You gotta make it happen. Gotta make these
happen. You're focused and you're doing good work and you're putting out great music. Demi, this was an incredible interview with incredible documentary, and it was so good talking to you. You're such a you come across as such a genuine person, and we just want you to continue being great and just being happy. And everyone that comes on our show is an illustrious guest, which means you get a neon sign that can say whatever you want to say. Demi Lovato, what would your neon sign say?
I wanted to say California Sober because that is a song on my album that I feel like best like represents my journey now. And also it's one of the songs that I'm the most proud of on the album. So, and plus that'll look awesome in like neon green.
Exactly. The marketing, you know the vibes. You know the vibes.
I know the vibes.
You know the fucking vibes. Yo, Demi Lovato in the building, dancing with the devil. The documentary's out there, the album's out there. Get it, you will enjoy it. Sing along with it. Yo, Demi, the homegirl, thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Yo, welcome to the DESUS MERO YouTube channel.
That's right, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, you know what I mean?
That's right, we got a lot of digital content in here to keep you up in between our shows. So be sure to like, subscribe, and, you know, click watch another video. We out.
Hit all the buttons, watch mad videos, holla.